Hello, we have Penny here today, and Penny is a 7-year-old cockatiel, and as you can see, we have a wing problem. So we have a bandage on her wing. She's in for a 2-week recheck right now. Penny had a history of night frights, and if you've never heard of night frights, they're something that we actually hear about pretty commonly. She wants to get away here. Night frights are pretty common in cockatiels. It can occur in any birds. Birds have very poor night vision. If they're startled suddenly during the night, they can thrash around in their cage. And unfortunately, that's what Penny did. And the additional or pertinent history with Penny is she had also been laying eggs. This is a common issue in cockatiels. They can be as reproductive as a chicken, which is really hard on their body. They draw calcium from their bones, and they're weakening their bones when they do that. Very important if you have an egg-laying bird that you have supplemental calcium. And then we should do some things to control and prevent the reproduction. But the topic here is on the wing bandage. And as you can see, she's been picking at her bandage a little bit, so it's looking a little ragged. But why is she bandaged? Well, when she had her night frights and thrashed around in the cage, she unfortunately fractured her radius and her ulna. So she fractured this part of her arm. And we did get some radiographs when she came in 2 weeks ago. We put the bandage on. Penny, however, is very fortunate. Many fractures in birds are what we call open fractures. I'm trying to keep her still here, but you can see she feels good now. Open fractures, meaning birds have very little soft tissue or extra tissue on their wings. And so frequently when the bones break, they penetrate through that soft tissue and you have exposed bone. And then we have a bigger problem with significant tissue damage and infection. Penny had a closed fracture, which is good news for her. So we were able to bandage her wing. And today the plan for Penny is to get, she's very sweet, the plan today is to get some follow-up radiographs. Typically we're looking at probably 2 to 3 weeks for the bandage, but it depends on how good a girl she is at home and how fast she can heal. We've also started supplementing her calcium levels because of the egg-laying history and have discussed many modifications to try to prevent future egg-laying. So we'll get you some updates and show you the original x-rays and what we have today, but that's Penny. Remember, if you have an egg-laying female, we want to make sure their diet and nutrition is ideal with supplemental calcium. And if it's excessive egg-laying, see your veterinarian and talk to them about things that can be done, including things like a hormonal implant to prevent reproduction. All right, we're looking at the original x-rays for Penny, and you can see the fracture is right here and here. It is radius and ulna. And if we go on to an alternate view, you can actually see those fractures very, very readily. You can see the clean, sharp edges of both of them. Again, this did not penetrate tissue. Okay, and these are the x-rays we took today. You can see the fracture is still overriding on both of these. A little harder to assess on this view, so let's go on to the side view. And here, the important thing is, as we enlarge this, you can see it better. The edges of this wound, of the bone, look a little fuzzy now. And that fuzzy is actually healing taking place. This is a good thing. So we're very hopeful that she's healing appropriately. Everything is looking good. We're going to leave the bandage on another week and then we'll take another look, but she's doing great.